Hey guys, my name's Ethan, this is Carl. Welcome to the 50,000 view Q&A. I know I am very late on this. I've been very late on all these different goal things because they all happened at the same time and all happened at a time where I couldn't actually do recording and stuff. But I did actually manage to get a Q&A sorted out finally for 50,000 views. Turns out we did get enough questions. There are a lot of people in the Discord server with a lot of questions to ask. So I've compiled my favourite 25, even though some are compound questions, so it's probably more like 28 in here or something, that people have asked, and today I am going to be answering them. I have split these questions into 4 separate categories, so you got personal questions, programming questions, channel questions, and one final question at the end. These questions aren't really ordered as such, so we're probably going to be jumping around quite a bit. I just wanted to say, before we get going, thank you everyone for 50,000 views. It's nuts. We're kind of closer to 70,000 as I'm recording this, because the views are going up by about 1,000 every single day nowadays, which is kind of nuts. Yeah, I just wanted to thank everyone for viewing my stuff and for coming to the channel. It's really cool. But yeah, I'm going to go into the questions now. Okay, so these are the personal questions. This is questions about me as an individual. What are your career plans? Well, my plan at the moment is to go into some sort of software development. I've kind of narrowed it down to either application development or AI. I haven't fully decided which yet. There may be kind of a mix of the two in there somewhere, so I'm reluctant to go any further than that. But I'll probably have more of an idea after I finish third year uni. What did you get up to during lockdown? Of course, a question about lockdown had to come up. It's very topical, obviously. Everyone has had to deal with it at some point, and everyone has had their own ways of dealing with it, and everyone has done their own individual things. For me, really, I've spent most of it on Carborough. I'm not gonna lie. I would be lying if I said that lockdown didn't kind of give this channel an unnatural jump start. So really, I've just been doing that for the most part. Besides doing some other programming projects and playing games with friends, that's kind of all I've been doing. Have you ever owned a pet? Yes, I have. I used to have a pet a long time ago, but now I have a load of fish in a pond outside. I don't know if you can call them pets as such, because they are in a way wildlife. There's about 11 or 12 fish in there at the moment. I'm not really too sure, but yeah, that's pretty cool. What is the best present you have ever received? I think looking back and seeing which present has kind of provided the most value, I would probably go for the Nintendo DS that I got on my 8th birthday, because my god, I played that thing a lot. I easily have like 10,000 hours in on that console on its own, and it got me into gaming for a little while, and it kind of sent me down the Nintendo route as well. So that DS is kind of the only reason I have a Wii. So yeah, I played the absolute hell out of that thing, and yeah, I absolutely love it to bits to this day, so I would probably have to say that. If you could live anywhere, where would it be? I've asked myself this question quite a lot, and the answer kind of is that I don't really know. As much as I don't think that Great Britain is in any way even close to perfect, it's kind of difficult to work out where else I would go. I suppose it's because I never really left the country before. I mean, I've been to Scotland and I've been to Wales, but I've never left this little island, so it's difficult to say. What I would say right now is that if I had to choose somewhere, it would probably either be Canada or somewhere in one of the Scandinavian countries, so Norway, Finland, Sweden, because they just look really nice and their politics seem a lot kinder than ours. Because obviously when you move in country, you have to think about the political side of it, which is one of the many reasons I wouldn't move to the US. But yeah, it would probably either be Canada or Scandinavia. What sort of music do you like? I have a very varied music taste. My favourite artist ever is Coldplay. I don't think that is ever going to change. I have more than 200 Coldplay songs on my phone, including, is it 4 or 5 different versions of Yellow? I actually don't remember. That's not even covers, that's just different versions of the song. But my music taste varies quite a lot. It mainly sticks in the world of rock, so kind of alternative rock and math rock are 2 big ones. But if you want a kind of range of the sort of stuff that I listen to, then listen to Alexi Murdoch, then listen to Nine Inch Nails, and you've probably got an idea of the sort of spectrum you're covering. I also do like electronic stuff, so I like stuff like Massive Attack, Everything But the Girl, and that sort of stuff. But I'm not really super into pop music. I do like some of it, but most of it is kind of crap, so I don't really listen to it that much. Do you play any musical instruments? I used to. I used to play the piano between year 4, so that would be when I was 9 for everyone not in Britain, and year 11, so when I was 16, I'm pretty sure that would be. So yeah, I played it for about 6 or 7 years. I gave it up because I was doing music, I was doing the grades, and I just wasn't getting anywhere with this one piece in grade 4, and it was really pissing me off. And I just decided to drop it because it was just getting in the way of the GCSEs that I was doing at that point, which for anyone who doesn't know, that is kind of the first major qualification you get in the UK. So yeah, or England, because Scotland doesn't have it. I don't play any musical instruments anymore. I did always want to play the guitar as well as the piano, but I never really got around to it. What is your favourite video game? It's difficult to select just one because I kind of have two for very different reasons. So I think my ultimate favourite favourite video game is Mario Luigi Bowser's Inside Story on the Nintendo DS. I absolutely love that game. I think it's so funny and it's so fun. It's so well paced, and it's about the only RPG game I've ever gotten into, just because it's just so good. The story and the idea and the humor is just all on point, and there are points in the story where it does get a bit dull, which is unfortunate, and there are some really annoying parts and some bosses that I really don't like, but the final boss is really epic as well, and the whole experience is just really good, so I'd highly recommend it. My other favourite game is Worms Reinforcements, which is the upgrade to the original DOS version. Well, I think Reinforcements was DOS exclusive. I have played that game so much. I had about 2 years where I was playing that game basically non-stop on a DOS emulator, and it is so fun. It takes all the basic weapons for Worms, because it doesn't really have that many weapons, but it just makes them so much better. So the bazooka just seems so powerful in that game compared to other games. And the banana bomb, well, let's just say that the physics engine wasn't really designed to deal with the banana bomb, so you get some interesting moments. But yeah, I absolutely love that game because it's just so simple and fun. So I would probably say that those are my two favourite games, because I just can't select one. Okay, so those are the personal questions out of the way. Let's get into the programming oriented ones, which are the questions about my experiences in programming so far. How long have you been programming, and what inspired you to do so? This was easily the most asked question for the Q&A. I think I got this about 4 or 5 times. I've been programming for a very long time. I started at the start of year 12 when I was 17, so that would be almost 5 years ago now. And I did it because it seemed cool. I wanted to do maths at university at the time, so I had maths, further maths and physics as my A-level selections. And then, I don't know, I'd always been interested in programming, so I was like, oh, why not do computer science and do a bit of programming? And here we are. So it really was just this fun thing that was just supposed to be something cool on the side of my other subjects that ended up becoming the main gig. Why did you start with Python? I started with Python because that's what the school taught me. They did Python to start off, so did I, and I just kept practicing Python and getting better and better at it. And that's also why I feel like I'm a fairly slow learner on some things, because if you learn a programming language in school, you do not learn the best programming practices for it. You are not given the best advice, and honestly you are kind of at a disadvantage if you start learning a programming language at school, because you don't get exposed to any of these other aspects of the language, and you don't get exposed to any of the useful stuff, and you really do just kind of have to scout that out on your own, without even knowing that anything like that exists. Like, I remember asking my teacher, because I wanted to do some stuff that involved like varying data. I can't remember exactly what it was, but I was asking her about self-modifying code because I didn't know like really about data storage at the time, and she just gave me a weird look and didn't really answer my question. She didn't tell me that I could do stuff in JSON or a DB or anything like that. So I think getting hounded about these sort of things, as demoralizing as it can potentially be, to be just hounded constantly about these standards and stuff, it is really good to learn these good standards off the bat, which is why I always say do not name your variables X, Y, and Z off the bat, because that's what they teach you at school, and it's a horrible practice to get into, and once you're used to it, it's really difficult to get out of it, and it just sucks. And just having that extra kick allows you to become a better programmer a lot faster than I was able to. I guess the other reason why I was a bit slow was because I was focusing on maths at the time. I wasn't focusing, it was only after I started it that I worked. It was only after I realised how much I hated A-level maths that I realised that I wanted to actually go into this thing, and it was a bit of a gamble at that, and thankfully it paid off. But yeah, that's all I'm going to say on it. What other programming languages do you know? I'm not exactly an expert in any other languages, but I do know the basics of quite a few. So I know the basics of C, I know the basics of C++, I know the basics of JS, HTML, CSS, which is scripting languages rather than programming languages, but you get the idea. That sort of thing. I've seen examples of a number of different languages. I've been forced to work with other languages like PDDL and stupid stuff. I know some really dumb languages, but yeah, I wouldn't say that I'm an expert in any of the others, because a lot of my time that I spent programming, I have spent working on the programming mindset of being able to problem solve more effectively and be able to write better logic, rather than actually expanding my language base, which is something that I'm going to try and switch my focus to in the coming years. Which leads us to our next question. What programming languages do you want to learn? Well, as I just said in the previous question, I'm looking to expand my language base now that I have kind of a better idea about problem solving and logical stuff. Now I've had a good amount of experience and I feel as though I'm pretty good with that. I want to go back and revisit C#, and I want to go back and revisit WebDev again, because I want to get better at them. I want more than just Python under my belt, and C# is another really sought after one in the workplace, so I want to go for that, so as I already have the basic knowledge of it. I also want to go back to WebDev again, so HTML, JS, CSS. I keep trying to go back to it and it sucks every time. I absolutely hate it. I remember in first year we had a web development assignment. I was really excited for the module because I thought, oh, I can actually properly get into web dev and I can get good at it because I want to do it, but I hated it when I did it before, and I'm going to go into this new. It sucked. It was the worst. That's the only assignment I've ever done where I've actually cried out of frustration because it was just so horrible. But I do want to get better at it, and I want to work on it some more, and I want to plow through it. I want to actually be somewhat decent at it, because it's the worst thing in the world, but I don't want it to be. It's it's such a dilemma, but there you are. And I also want to learn Rust as well. Obviously our server Rust has become a bit of a meme, but it does look quite interesting, so I do want to learn that. Over the next year I want to get better at those three things, so C#, web development, specifically I guess more JS, because the JS stuff is the more important stuff there, I guess, and Rust. I want to get competent enough to put those things on my CV. How do you pronounce this? I know there are a lot of people that pronounce it SQL, however I think that's retarded. I pronounce it SQL because that's clearly what it is. It stands for Server Query Language. It is an anagram, but yeah, I mean, I know that I found out very recently that GNU is supposed to be pronounced GNU, which is the most idiotic thing I've ever heard in my life. I mean, I pronounce it SQL. If you pronounce it SQL, that's fine. I'm not gonna get super angry at you. Just know that I think you're wrong. What projects are you working on, and what do you have planned? Well, as many people know, I've been working on a bot called Solaris for quite some time. It is the only reason I've been working on it for such a long time is because it has taken a lot longer than I expected to get it where it is now. It has been through numerous rewrites. It's only just hit version 1. I think this is like the 4th rewrite of like the 2nd attempt, because there was an attempt before. So because Solaris used to be called S4, however there was actually an attempt before S4, way before Cabra was a thing, to do what Solaris does today. So Solaris has literally been about 1.5 years in the making, because I just keep rewriting it and I keep learning new stuff and I keep going like, oh, I've got to like redo everything to make use of this cool thing, or to make use of this better file structure, or to make use of this better model of working with stuff like cogs, for example. So in terms of projects I have planned, the only one I have planned for sure at the moment is my third year university project. I plan to make an AI chatbot for that, but we have to do a research phase, so that may change. But for now, my idea is an AI chatbot, and then pretty much beyond that, it's just the kind of the learning the languages that I mentioned in one of the questions before. So it would just be those two things, and then getting like the Cabra projects and stuff. But all the channel questions are coming up in a feature section. Would you rather master one programming language or know a variety of different ones? Well, I would ideally do a bit of both. I would ideally like to one day say I completely mastered Python. I would not say that I am at that stage yet. I wouldn't say that anyone that I know in the server is at that stage yet, because I'm talking about like knowing basically everything and being like able to program basically anything you want in Python, knowing all the different things off by heart. And that takes a long time, and I don't think it would be possible for me at the age of 21 to be able to achieve that. But one day I would like to do that. But I would also like to know a variety of different ones. If I had to choose between one or the other, with the condition of if I had one I couldn't have the other, I would choose the variety of different languages, because that is far better in the long run when it comes to employability and stuff. But yeah, I would ideally like to do both. Do you have any professional experience in programming? I'm reluctant to say yes on this. The question specifically cited freelancing as an example of professional experience. And while freelancing is an example of professional experience, freelancing on Fiverr is a bit more of a grey area in my opinion. I mean, technically speaking, yes, Fiverr is set up as this professional body. You handle your clients professionally, or at least you're supposed to. I did anyway. I treated the commissions that I got as professional endeavours. But I don't think necessarily it was professional as such in that way, because it was Fiverr, and Fiverr is awful. I would not recommend Fiverr at all, especially for development. Well, I mean, I guess in other aspects it can be quite good. Like it's kind of tailored more towards art and voice acting and stuff like that. But development, there are just too many caveats for it to really work, and there's too much of an outlay to really make it a viable thing, and it's not really possible. But yeah, I've never really had a job in the field of programming. Mainly because I've never had a job at all, not really by choice, but because the UK job market is absolutely terrible. But yeah, so the final section, or the final section in quotes, you'll see what I mean later, is stuff about the channel. So questions about the channel. I got quite a lot of these, even though I wasn't really expecting a lot of these, but seeing as I've got some actually really good ones, I decided to include them even though I wasn't originally going to. How long have you been on YouTube? Well, in terms of Cabra, I've been on YouTube since the 14th of July 2019. Or I guess you could say the 13th of July, but YouTube is at odds with itself about when the channel actually started. So I just say the channel started when the first video went up, which was the 14th of July 2019 at 2 PM British Standard Time. In terms of me being on YouTube itself, I have had a different channel for a lot longer than that. A number of people will know about a channel called Superboo that I quote-unquote used to run. I do plan to go back to it at some point, but for the last few months I've been very much focusing on Cabra for obvious reasons. Those reasons being Cabra is a lot more successful than Superboo ever was. But that channel has been around since the 21st of June 2012. So I've been doing YouTube for a long time. So you could say I got a bit of a head start with Cabra about being able to talk to a camera, or more accurately, talk to a microphone, I suppose, and be able to make these videos and have some sort of editing experience, even though a lot of Cabra videos aren't really edited. But yeah, I have been on YouTube for a very, very long time. What made you decide to start a programming channel? Mainly because I had the thought of, well, I started Superboo because gaming was my main hobby at the time in 2012. So I went on the same sort of logic chain of, well, programming is my main hobby now. Why don't I start a programming channel? So I did, basically. It was originally designed as an experiment, and I was going to see how it did, and if it went okay, then I was going to continue to do it. So I did a few videos and I left it for a bit. I actually kind of forgot about it, and then I came back and the videos had quite a lot of views, or at least a lot of the videos were in the hundreds, which is kind of rare for me. And I was like, whoa, there's actually a market for this. I might be able to do something with this. And I enjoyed it, so I did some more, and I kept doing them, and then the Discord server started up, and then that started growing, and then the pandemic happened, and then the channel really took off. Not that I'm happy that the pandemic was a thing or anything, but you know, you've got to take the positives where they come, I suppose. So yeah, and then I just kind of kept doing it. I did originally have the idea to do programming tutorials on YouTube from as early as 2016. I did actually do some videos. It was going to be a Python Basics series, ironically, which is what the series that I'm going to be doing next. And I did those, and then I looked at the footage, and it was awful, so I scrapped the idea. And then I guess I just revisited it in 2019 and decided to actually do it and see how it went, and it went really well, so here we are. Do you plan on doing tutorials for other programming languages? Now obviously this means other programming languages except from Python. Of course, if you've been watching the Q&A so far, you'll probably realise, or you'll probably be able to work out why I've focused on Python on this channel so far. The SQL tutorial is still coming. It is still a priority. It's just been a bit awkward trying to schedule it around the music series and stuff, but that is definitely going to be a thing. So that'll be my first foray into other programming languages, I suppose. In terms of other programming languages, in the sense that this question is probably referring to, I honestly don't know. The reason I haven't done anything like that is I have basic knowledge of a number of different languages, but I feel as though if you're going to make a YouTube tutorial about something, you should probably know what you're talking about. And I wouldn't feel confident being able to tutorialize people, I know that's not a word, but shut up, I use it all the time, on stuff that I'm not too confident on. I may do like streams and stuff where I'm doing like basic projects, sorry, on certain languages that I don't know as well, but I don't know. It's as simple as that. Maybe when I'm more confident in some other programming languages, and yeah, you will see some other stuff on the channel. I don't intend for this to be just a Python channel because I've already done some non-programming stuff here. But yeah, we'll see. Will you cover more advanced stuff on the channel someday? The short answer is yes, someday. The long answer is yes, but right now I'm focusing on the more basic stuff. I'm still trying to learn this stuff because I've been doing the other channel for a long time, and doing this one is a very different style of commentary, and it's still something I'm getting used to, even though I feel as though I've become at least pretty competent with it. So yeah, at some point I will cover some more advanced stuff, but I'm just covering the more general stuff at the moment. And in all fairness, part of that is because more generalized content tends to attract more views in some instances. I know that's not always the case, but generally speaking, if you're a new channel and you focus on advanced stuff, then you might not quite get the same sort of following. It sort of depends. Again, it is sort of random because I can 100% imagine a channel focusing on the really hardcore in-depth stuff and doing really well off it. But right now I just want to cover the more basic stuff, predominantly for time constraints. I'm a busy guy. I have university to contend with. So yeah, I'm just trying to focus on that. I'm just trying to focus on actually getting the content out and being able to do a fairly high number of of sufficient quality videos, just to kind of get the name on the map and to accommodate time constraints and stuff, and to make sure I'm just getting content out. But yeah, someday I probably will. But right now I'm focusing on the more basic and the more general stuff. What about other Discord stuff? In all honesty, I don't know. Both Discord.js and a How to Discord series have been cited to me. So the How to Discord series would be like how to actually use Discord as a piece of software, so how to use the actual client itself. Because apparently I've been told there's quite a market for it, but I really don't know. I don't know if I'm going to be doing Discord bots in other languages. I really don't want this channel to be Discord bot only. I know there's been a heavy focus on that, and that's because that's just because I've been going for what's in demand. Like, obviously, like, you have to do what you want to do, but at the same time, I don't necessarily mind doing the Discord bot stuff, and a lot of people in my community have wanted more videos on Discord bots, so I've done that, but I don't want that to be all this channel is. So the answer to that is maybe, but I wouldn't hold your breath, especially when it comes to Discord bots in other languages. A How to Discord client kind of thing, like how do you actually use the program, might happen, but I wouldn't hold your breath for Discord bot tutorials in other languages. What about Minecraft modding? This is an interesting one because I've been told to do Minecraft in different forms on this channel quite a few times. So I've been told to play Minecraft on the channel once or twice, which was an interesting one. I was like, why? But this Minecraft modding is kind of a new thing. And the simple answer is probably not. I've never cared much for Minecraft. I can see why people like it. I can see the appeal of it. I can see how it did so well. I don't have a problem with Minecraft existing. It's just not my kind of thing, really. It's not something I play by myself anyway. I played it with friends before, and even then it's okay. I'd much prefer to play other stuff. One thing I have been considering doing is Gmod stuff. So me and a group of friends play Gmod every week, and all the Gmod's scripting and all the coding is done in Lua. So I looked at Lua and saw, this is actually like quite simple. I can probably wrap my head around this. So I've been meaning to look at the Gmod modding for a bit, but I just haven't got around to it. But if I ever do get into that, and if it ever does go well, I might do some videos on that. Who knows? Will you ever do a setup reveal? That was the plan for 500 subscribers. As I said in that video, I didn't want to do it there and then because I wanted to move into my new apartment first. I wanted to kind of get all this other equipment I was going to get. So I'm going to get a new microphone. I'm going to get well, the plan was to get a new phone, but I think I'm going to push that back a little bit. But there's going to be some other stuff. So the keyboard is here. I'm going to be getting other stuff too. So I just wanted to wait until I'd moved into my new apartment. I had all this stuff. I had all the stuff I wanted to show off ready to do the best video I could, rather than do one earlier than I anticipated, because I hit the goal way earlier than I thought I would, and do kind of a substandard video that not many people are really going to enjoy that much, when all that's going to happen is the setup is just going to change anyway. Like when I hit 500 subscribers, I had the old keyboard. I got the new one because the old keyboard broke. But yeah. And the final channel question, have you ever thought about doing something with the community? The short answer is yes. Anyone that's in the Discord will know that is the answer. Yeah, I had thought about doing stuff for a while, but I didn't really know what to do. This Q&A question actually rejigged my memory, and it kind of made me start thinking about how I wanted to do these sort of things, because I wanted to do programming languages, but I didn't know what on or what for or how the entrance would happen or anything like that. And I didn't put too much thought into it until after I got this question. But yeah, if you want to see the answer to this question, then join the Discord, because Challenge 1 was released yesterday as I'm recording this. As it's uploading this, it's 2 days ago, because I'm recording this on Friday and this is going to go up on Saturday. The first programming challenge, for anyone curious, is to create something for my birthday, which is coming up soon. So the deadline for that is the 19th. So if you want in, then join the Discord server and have a look in the channel that is specifically designed for this sort of thing. You'll find it there. But yeah, I've been thinking about what other things I could do with the community as well, and I'm not too sure. Like, these programming challenges are one thing, and it is cool, but community involvement is always a cool thing. So, like the member chat that I did for the 250 members, the live stream, that was pretty cool. I enjoyed doing that. I might do more of those off stream. I'm probably not going to live stream that if I do that again. we're doing that sort of thing. Like when I hit 5 Patreons, I did a video call with them. That was really cool. Like I got to interact with people in methods that weren't text, and it was cool, and I enjoyed it. And I like the idea of these programming challenges. I like that people have already submitted entry. It went up yesterday, and people are already like working on it, and it's just really cool. So if anyone has any ideas about ways I can involve the community and things, then let me know. The guest showcases are in place already. No one's taken the offer up for that yet, but they are there. So if you want to do videos on that, then you can do those. That's an extra bit of community involvement. But beyond that, I actually don't know. Maybe doing like stuff like Cabra versus the community could be quite cool. So having an idea, having a solution to this idea, and challenging the community to come up as a collective with a better idea or a better way of doing it, that could be kind of cool actually. I just thought of that on top of my head now. That could be cool. But yeah, I don't know. So if you have any ideas about community involvement stuff, let me know, because I'll be open to suggestions. And the final question, the final question that had to be in the Q&A: how cute is Jackster? And the answer simply is yes. With that, the Q&A is done. This is a lot longer than I expected to be. I originally was aiming for 10 minutes, and my recording has now hit 37. If you like the video, then say hello down below. If you really liked it, consider subscribing and hitting the notification bell so you don't miss out on future uploads. And if you really liked it, then consider supporting me on Patreon. Of course, you don't have to, but really cool thing of you to do. With that in mind, I'd like to thank my super patrons, Darky and Jackster. I would like to thank every single person that has ever viewed one of my videos for contributing to the view count that made this Q&A video a thing, because it's really cool. Although YouTube has never been all about the numbers for me, it's really cool to see the community grow. And I'm a statistics guy, so the stats are a way of measuring that, but it's just really cool that 50,000 or people have watched my videos 50,000 times, or even 70,000 times it is now, something. That's cool. But yeah, I will see you on Monday, where we continue the Discord.py music series. So yeah, see you for that.